You got it on here?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. It's Amy with Mama Bear Blue, and it is Mondays with Mom. And we have some bigger projects going on today, so excuse the new camera angle. Ma'am, Mom is here. I almost called her Ma'am. That's what the grandkids call Mom, is Ma'am. So let me get us pulled up here. Sorry we're running a few minutes late today. We wanted to get a bit of a... Yeah, not my code, your code. We wanted to get a little bit of a head start since it's a bigger project, doing not just one chair, but two. I know the picture, if you saw it last night, just showed the one chair, and I want to make sure our sound's working. Use the new camera angle. It is. I'm sure if you saw it last night. Can see you, Mom. I can see you. Just showed the one chair.
Oh, good.
Okay, sorry, guys.
I think we're good.
We wanted it to be a little higher. I may end up changing the camera angle so you guys can see a little better. But I'm going to watch, we're freezing up a little bit, comments from here and let you guys know what we're doing. So I have had these thrifted chairs for a while. They were sitting over in, paying attention to me if I get distracted and do that.
Okay, that's all right, I won't.
I've had these over in my stack of stuff for ages, and they just need to go. I've sold a bench and 2 stools. Did I tell you I sold all 3 of those at Southport?
Yes.
Which is good. So I definitely need some more seating type, single type seating things there. So these are going to be going to my booths. But the chair Mom is painting, let's see if we can move this back a little bit. So if you saw the picture, it was just kind of cherry, it was wood, and it's kind of a cherry color, which sometimes it's, when you use white, we're using DIY paint on this, but when you use white, you guys can kind of see it, you'll get some bleed through sometimes. So we're watching for that, and so far I haven't seen any coming through on this white, which is good. It's good. But she is on her first coat, so we're going to need 2 coats of paint. I always, even though DIY paint has really, really good coverage, I almost always use 2 coats, and so that's what we're doing. But I stayed up late last night thinking how we want to do these chairs, and I think we decided to try paint inlays on the seats. As you're joining, be sure to say hi and give us a thumbs up and share the video out if you can, and I will answer questions from here. But we're trying paint inlays on these vinyl seats. So I have to admit I have not done inlays on vinyl, but I don't see why it wouldn't work, because we're doing the same process with the paint, you know, 2 layers of paint and putting the inlay on, and then letting it dry and squirting it with some water and peeling it off. So I have decoupaged on vinyl. I've painted vinyl with DIY paint, and it's done great. But first time for inlays. So on one of the seats, I wanted to get a step ahead so that we could peel this one during. So these are both chairs are going to look kind of farmhousey. One's going to be black and one's going to be white. And we're using the Melange Paint Inlay from IOD. So I chose the one with the chicken. And this was just a red, you can tell from the back, it was covered in red vinyl. So I put 2 coats of DIY paint, and then I did start to see a little bit of bleed through coming through, which is a little odd, I think, for vinyl, but it was happening. So I took DIY Paint's Salvation Solution, which is like a primer, and it blocks, it's a stain blocker. So I did put a coat of that on there. So 2 coats of paint, a coat of stain blocker, dried those. Then 1 more coat of paint, we're using white, it's White Swan by DIY Paint, and I misted it and rolled it out with the brayer, and so that's what's happening here. This needs to dry, and then hopefully at the end we can mist it and pull this off, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the paint inlay will work on here. So, is our sound, I think our sound is good. A little worried about it because we didn't charge the microphones. We're a little out of sorts from being off last week, I think.
Yeah.
So, okay, that is the chair that I'm working on, and I've already, long ago, I don't even know when, put a coat of black on this chair. It was just plain wood, painted it black, so it's going to stay that way because I like the chicken inlay is black, so I think that's going to look cute on this. I may even do some distressing, so I'm not going to put another coat of black paint on this one. We're just going to do the seat, the inlay on the seat, and put it on, and then maybe do some distressing, or maybe a little touch up now that I've gotten White Swan on the black. But Mom's is White Swan, and then we're going to do her seat. Here's a little spot, Mom, if you want to go across the back there. And another page from the IOD Melange Inlay. I am also live in the Painted Soul Creative Journey group, so if you're watching from there, welcome. Let's see. Good morning, Beth. Let's see. Okay. I'll make sure I can see everybody. Thanks for joining us. So this is another page from the Melange Inlay, Paint Inlay from IOD. It's kind of got some French words and kind of like a wreath and some flowers, and it's really pretty, and it fits perfectly on the seat of the chair that Mom is painting, which is here. So this is also vinyl. Not sure what's going on with all the vinyl seats today, but but it's got kind of an embossed, raised, you guys like, I don't know, toile or chintz kind of look. Not really sure what that is. So when I paint this, I've already tested it on the back. When I paint this, it's going to cover this greenish orange, definitely 60s going on there. See that? It's going to cover that.
It looks like brocade or
yeah. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I don't know my fabric patterns very well. But it's raised. So when I paint this white, you're going to still see that raised pattern behind. And I think the paint inlay will do okay on it. Again, we will see. I think maybe I'll go ahead and paint this while you're painting the chair, Mom.
All right.
DIY paint is super easy to use on furniture. So I thrift flip with it all the time on my thrifted furniture. You might be freezing up just a little bit. Let me move this seat that's drying aside. And that's going to be cute. Maybe I should sell that one at Farm Girl.
Because it has
The
a
chicken.
rooster.
Yeah. Is it a rooster?
Or
It is a
chicken.
rooster.
Yeah.
Is it?
I
Yeah,
know.
it's a rooster.
Oh my gosh.
It is. Do you need more White Swan?
Yeah, but I am got drips.
I was going to tell you guys the new JRV paint colors for DIY that Jamie Ray Vintage curated, the cottage colors. The 3 new colors are available now on my website as of today, and they will be in my booths. So 3 really cool colors came out. Crockery, which I'm really excited to use.
What color?
You will like crockery. It's like faded burlap color in the DIY.
Yeah.
And Americana, which is kind of a blue, it reminds me a lot of Apothecary.
Really?
Yeah. And then Blue Hills. So those paints all have, they're one-step paints with built-in top coats. So they're different than the DIY paints that we're used to using with the clay base. They're a mineral-based paint. But it's great because you don't have to put a top coat on it because it's built into the paint. So anyway, those are on my website now. And Mom and I are heading to Farm Girl today to stock those. All right. Not too many questions today. So, DIY paint on vinyl.
Can you stand up and just
Yes.
see if I got the top?
Nope. Here, I'll get it. Got the top.
Okay.
There you go. DIY paint sticks to everything, anything and everything, and comes out of your clothes pretty well too if you catch it early.
It's even better.
Yes. So metal, vinyl, wood, everything. So these vinyl seats aren't going to have a problem with a couple coats of this paint. All right. I love how this pattern just pops up through there. See that, Mom?
Yeah.
You can kind of still see it, but it's so subtle.
I like it.
I do too. Also, if you guys placed orders with me for the transfers when the new IOD came out a couple weeks ago, they're getting delivered today. So if you have a pending order, that is getting packed tonight and shipped out tomorrow. I'm excited. Finally, the transfers have arrived. And if you haven't shopped yet, those are on my website as well, and they'll be stocked in my booths. So I know some of you have been asking me about them. There's some really neat ones. So much better than green and yellow. Hello, Renee.
Should I dry this? Or probably, it's probably dry underneath.
I think you can probably...
Wait a
You can
minute.
try a little if that makes you feel like it's easier to flip it over without getting it all over your hands.
Well, I can wash my
I was going to
hands.
tell them a couple tips. For those of you who are new to furniture painting, a couple tips when you're painting really anything, tables or chairs. It's good to start by turning it over and painting the underneath first and getting all those spots that you can't really see
Right.
when it's up, and then you don't have to worry about it. So Mom did that, and now she's probably ready to start the second coat, right?
Yeah, on
Looks like it.
maybe.
This looks so much better as white. I love it. Okay. If you want to dry it, you can. Do you want to dry it a little and then flip it? I don't want to get that inlay up because that's what we're using. Don't get on your... There you go.
Okay.
You've got the stand-up job today.
It's all right.
Yeah, I went in my head. I'm like, okay, do we want to do stenciling on these? Do we want to do some transfers?
Look how pretty that looks.
Isn't it? I want to see. Sometimes it's hard to see white on the camera, but you can really see the pattern that was behind there still coming through, and it's really pretty. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it with the glare. I'll get some close-ups later too, but that's really pretty. A lot of people are a little nervous to use the paint inlays, and I always say just find a smaller project if you're nervous. It's a small board that you're going to make into a sign or something, and try it in small sections before you tackle larger projects. It really is not hard to do at all. So I think, Mom, that might be on low. Can you get it to high? After you do that for a minute or two, I'm going to do this. I'm going to dry this. That's my sides here.
I'm seeing drips.
You can catch them with your finger, or we can always use a little bit of sandpaper too. Well, this chair has a lot of little nooks and crannies here.
Yeah. Now I got
You're
my
okay.
big fingerprint on it.
You can touch it up. Okay. I'm going to dry this real quick before we put the inlay
Can
on.
you get it?
Yep. And then in just a second, we'll talk through the steps of putting the inlay on. This is my first coat on this chair seat. I wonder if I move the camera back a little bit, if they can see a little better. Let me dry this, and then I'm going to try dusting the camera a little bit.
Just flip it.
Yep.
Some of it's not dry.
It's okay.
Oh,
We'll touch it up. It's okay. Here, watch
tell
out.
me that rag.
Just don't get too close to the vinyl. You don't want it with your heat gun. Normally when I'm using an inlay, I'll put the inlay into the second coat. I think on this vinyl I'm going to actually put it into the third coat of paint. I just want this to make sure there's enough coats to really, really have a good coverage. No, you don't.
Okay.
Here's some more white swan now. Just pour some more in there. I need to order some more of that. Chairs are they're quick flip because, see, I'm getting a little bit of brown popping through that too. I don't know why. So I'm gonna put one coat of that, yeah, the Salvation Solution on it just to block anything with that. Maybe it's because it's old or something. But see it? How it's starting to get a little brownish?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and hit that with some of the Salvation Solution to block that. I like to just use an old chip brush when I do the Salvation Solution. Let me grab that. Because it is it's kind of a pain to clean out of your brushes. So I just use from Amazon. I buy some little chip brushes for that and my salt wash projects because it's not fun to wash salt wash out of your brushes either. And then you can just trash them because they're just super cheap. But I'm going to seal this up just to be safe because I don't want to get that inlay on there and then have this brown start leaking through. I don't know why vinyl would do that, but it's doing it. So.
Well, we learned something every day.
I used, if you guys saw my video on painting the, let's see. Good morning from Spring, Texas. Good morning, Angela. If you guys saw my little short or reel on Facebook of the refrigerator in my garage that was disgusting. It worked. It works great, so I didn't want to get rid of it. It still works really good.
Yeah.
It's old though. It's little, like apartment size, and it had lots of little scratches and rust spots on it. So Salvation Solution, this stuff, is what I used, a coat of that over the whole thing before I put the paint on, just to kind of seal those rust spots down so they wouldn't be popping through the paint, and they have not. Still looks good. I'm pleased with that.
It's really cute too.
Alright, almost done with this, and then I'm going to dry it with the heat gun. Again, if you guys are doing this at home and have time to let it dry on its own, it's probably always better, like we always say. Don't forget your sides. Okay. Sorry for the noise. We'll be done just a second with it. It's looking good. Waylon, go.
It's all right.
Buddy. He's being lazy. So after I get this dry, this layer of the Salvation Solution, we're going to put another coat of paint on it, and I'll check it and see if the coverage is good. And if we want to go ahead with the IOD Inlay at that step, we will, or we'll do one more coat of paint. Hey Tracy, I saw you pop on here. We're making some farmhouse chairs. We have the Melange Paint Inlay with the rooster. He just popped on. He's drying over here. He's going to get peeled off in a second, but that's going to be the seat of one of these chairs. Again, these are vinyl seats. Almost done. Yeah, rooster, Tracy. I know. I thought you'd like that. My sister got some chickens. Kind of sad. And they didn't, something got them. She did chickens years ago, Laura, and they stopped. Did they stop because of the animals getting them? Yeah. And they got another batch of them, and something got them. Yeah, that happens out here they're out in the country. But it's still sad.
It is sad. They were cute.
Yeah.
I don't really like chickens. But
well, roosters are
the little. Well,
mean.
yeah, they can be.
Tracy,
mean.
do you still have roosters at your house? I think you do, but they're a little scary. They come at you with their talons or something. What do they call them?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like them.
They are a little frightening.
But when the little baby chicks are so cute.
We had coyotes out here in the middle of the day. Oh, shoot, yeah. Yeah.
Did they get her chickens?
Did they get your chickens, Tracy? Yes, we do. Yeah, mean old birds. They have roosters.
Uh-oh.
They are. They are mean. Okay, so this, I've had one coat of paint, saw the bleed through happening, put on the Salvation Solution. Now we're on second coat of paint. Get this dried real quick. I can't wait to get this really pretty inlay on this one. One was staring right at Savannah while she was swinging on her swing set. Oh my goodness.
The coyote?
Yes.
That is not good.
Yeah. Go away. They are brave. I've actually read on some posts from local people in Whiteland saying they see more coyotes in town than people do out here. They're just bold. And they're getting small pets like the cats and the... Sad. We just have cats hanging around our house outside when the dogs aren't out. We don't know where they came from. Tracy, are you missing any cats?
Yeah.
We've had 2 different ones this weekend. That looks better. I don't see that happening. The brown stuff popping through this time. Got too close and the paint bubbled right there. Just be careful because it will do that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do then is put that last coat of the white swan on there, and that's what the paint inlay is going to embed into, that wet layer. All of yours are accounted for? Okay. I don't know. It could be our neighbors. Or they could just be stray cats who live in our woods. I don't know. All right. So this is the layer of paint that will have the paint inlay embedded into it. If you are local, I have planned 2 classes at Farm Girl, and I'm going to post those probably later this week for July. And we're going to try some outdoor classes on Fridays during the day. Fridays at Farm Girl.
And Mondays at home.
Yeah. So that would be the, I think, 14th, Friday the 14th, and also Friday the 28th, I believe. Those 2 Fridays are going to be our classes there. And I'm making up my mind exactly how those are going to run and what they're going to be. But look on my page for the event to be posted if you're interested in taking that class. I think we'll make it a little earlier before it gets too hot. Probably around 10 or 10:30 we'll start back behind Farm Girl outside in what we call the coop. Little pavilion thing. Yeah, Fridays at Farm Girl. I'm excited. I'm thinking we may do some, the 2 classes have them be just some basics so that I get a lot of requests on just how to use the different things that I sell there at Farm Girl and Southport. We may have like one session be the basics of molds and stamps, and the next one maybe transfers and inlays or decoupage, just to give you everybody kind of a little overview of how to use the products. Okay, so on this layer that your paint inlay is going to get embedded into, you don't want it super, super thick, but you definitely want you want to get everything on there, because the only way this image is going to transfer onto this is if it's embedded into wet paint. It's not like a transfer. So there's kind of a happy medium amount with this. And like I said, if you're nervous, start with something small and try an inlay out on that. Okay, I think this is pretty good. And DIY paint dries fast, so you want to make sure that nothing is dried before it's time for it to go on. I think I'm going to go with that. Okay, so this is the page, the other page from Melange. It's got the French words and the florals. I'm going to stand up to get a good bird's eye view. Make sure you're putting it pigment side down. And you know, you could measure. I'm not going to do that. Just kind of watching where my sides are in relation to the middle. I think I got it. Okay, once you've got it down, you can't really mess with it much because honestly that pigment starts to do its job and get in there quickly. So I'm just going to go with that. So gently take your hands working out like this is usually what I do. And then it's going to have some wrinkles. And then I take the IOD brayer and kind of roll out some of those wrinkles. And then I'm going to wet it down. And probably do that again. This is cute. I love those French words in the middle there.
Well, you took a lot of years of French.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember a ton, but it did come back to me when we were over there.
Yeah.
So
that's a good thing.
It was. We needed it a few times. All right, so let's mist this down with water because that's going to help activate that pigment underneath. And I pressed a little harder with that brayer because this is the cushion that had the raised, we thought it was brocade, or you did, didn't you, Mom?
Yeah. But who knows?
And I'm just going to really lightly do this. Get that to get down in all the
I hope you can fix all my mistakes.
You're not making mistakes.
There are no mistakes.
No mistakes. All right, I'm just going to use this to get a little more, get it down just a little more. You can take a sponge too and do this if you want. This is just a cloth, but just be light-handed about it. And then we're just going to let it do its job and dry. When it's dry, we'll re-wet it and peel this off. Here, I get
almost dropping it.
No, don't drop the chair.
No, I
think
just
we're good.
really messed it up.
You're okay. Let's get some
Look,
here. That was my hand.
that was yours?
Yeah, I just touched that. Let's get the heat gun on this thing.
Well, I haven't done any of this.
Oh, the top?
Yeah.
You just flipped it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move it out of the camera a little bit so it's not blocking everything. We got it. Guys, we're not used to major big projects like this on camera.
Right.
Maybe we should have been outside, like standing up. That would have been different, huh?
Yeah.
There's that. You good?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. All right, let's move that just a time. I'm looking at the camera, making sure we can see. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to need that now too.
Sorry.
All right, so this inlay part is done, and we are going to set that aside to dry.
Maybe you need to help me with it.
It's okay. We'll probably have to do some finish work after. I'll talk about what we're going to do to finish the chairs in case we don't get to it. I'm going to move this aside and get the chicken one back up here, or the rooster, and see how it's coming along as far as drying. I may need to give it a little help with the heat gun. Hopefully we can get to the peeling stage on this one, but I don't want to rush it if it's not looking like it's ready. So let me set this one aside. Show you first. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Okay. The Melange has a lot of small elements. Melange Paint Inlay, small elements for you to use on smaller projects. So you might want to check that one out. Okay. All right. So let me sometimes I like to do a peek and see if we're getting good. Yeah, it's working. I'm going to hit this with the heat gun. Again, if you have time to let it dry naturally, probably a good idea. I'm going to give it a little speed up with this. And get the Salvation solution out of the way. I think that was in response to the chair almost falling. Sorry, I keep just catching the drips.
Somebody's got to.
Okay, let me give it another peek and see if I'm ready for this, or if I should be patient. Let me just spray a little edge. It's pretty cool. I think I'm ready. Hopefully the whole image looks like that. It looks really good. I'm excited. Okay, please let the whole thing work. Okay, so we're wetting it down again. Don't over wet it, but just mist it so that that paper can release. And then we're going to start peeling. Okay, let's see if you guys can, I'll make sure you can see this part because it's always fun to watch. Can you see it, Mom? If you feel a little resistance when you're pulling, it means you haven't spritzed it enough in that area. So just watch out for that. It shouldn't be super hard to pull. Oh my goodness. I love it. Can you guys see that happening? I wish I could give you a close-up. Let's see. I think you can see it if I go like this. All right. So this pigment that was on the paint inlay has embedded into that top layer of wet paint.
Oh my gosh, that
Isn't that
looks
cool?
awesome, yes.
I love it. Okay, so do not throw this away, you guys. You can get one more use out of this. It's going to not be as dark, and it's going to have the white swan kind of on it as a background. But if you're, like, if I was putting this on another project that was white swan, it's still going to be enough that you don't want to throw it away. So I just set this aside to dry. Some people have used it more than that, but I've definitely gotten 2 uses out of it. So let me show you a close-up of this cool rooster. So that is now embedded into that top layer of paint. Sometimes when you do the paint inlays, you can kind of tell where it transitioned from white swan. There's just like a little line. So I'm just going to take like a stencil brush and like kind of fuzz that line out a little bit. I don't know what you call, feather it out a little so it blends in a little better to the sides. Another thing you could do is take, maybe I'll do this instead. Take the Rose Toile stamp from IOD with black ink and kind of just fill in with the Rose Toile down those sides as like a border. I think that would look cute too. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, I love paint inlays, and I know a lot of people are nervous. That makes me sad that they don't want to try it, but yeah, it is like magic. I love it. So, I don't know. What do you think? Stamping on the side eventually, Mom? Or not? Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. You usually have good ideas.
Sometimes I have to sit and let it, wait a
Stare at
while.
it, yeah.
I'm just trying to feather that edge a little bit.
I can't see very well. You're going to have to help me with some of those.
I will. I'll be able to help you.
Okay.
It's covering really well. That second coat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably do some distressing on it.
Fingerprints.
I might try to see if we can get the other inlay pulled off too. Okay. You guys have any questions? Thanks, Beth. They're fun, really fun to do. I don't want people to be scared to do them. Okay, so I'm debating on what to do on the sides. I don't want to rush that decision, so I'm gonna let this just dry, see what it looks like. The back needs touched up for sure. Still got some red vinyl showing. And then in the pictures later, you'll see what you guys will see what we decided to finish on those sides. But I am going to try to go over there and see if I can speed up that one a little.
Okay.
Get that one pulled. Okay, here, why don't you use the heat gun on it? And
I don't know.
And just leave it. And then I'll
You'll
later.
touch up?
Yeah, if there's anything that needs touch up later. But I'd like to be able to kind of set the
on it.
the seat on it and kind of give them a preview of what that's going to look like. It's going to look pretty cool.
I always turn it off. Whoa.
I'll talk louder.
Okay.
Yeah, hiding the edges, Karen, is always something I try to do. Like I said, either by kind of feathering the paint in or using a stamp. There's also some other small elements of inlay, some floral in that melange, some small floral that you could maybe cut and go ahead again and try to do the inlay down the sides. So yeah, let's let him dry. I'm gonna, actually, I'll put him on this black chair so you guys can get an idea.
Ooh, that really looks nice.
Isn't that cool? So we'll have to finish the seat, reattach it. I'm going to distress this a little bit.
It's got white swan on it.
Yeah, and I've got some white spawn on it from my hand. But that's okay.
Okay.
You guys see that? I love it. Much better than just a red seat, right? Okay. Put that on the side. Let's get this. Again, this has not been drying for as long, so I'm going to use the heat gun as well in a second. And thanks, Karen.
Here, I'll let you have it.
Okay. We'll definitely need to just kind of finish letting that dry. But if I can get this peeled, if it looks like it's ready, then we'll be able to at least show them on there. Yeah. If you guys are watching on the replay later, be sure to say hi, #replay, and ask me any questions that you might have about this. Okay, I'm going to peek at an edge. Just peek. I think we're good. I don't know. Should I? I really want to do it. Let's see. Let's check this side. I don't know. I think maybe, should we wait?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have patience, guys. I'm going to do it. I really want to peel it for you, but I'm going to wait. I might be able to just still give them a hint, right, of what it's going to look like by put it in here.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not peeled yet, but that is neat. Let's turn this around.
That is cute.
It is cute. It's so much better, right?
Yeah.
This is going to make a nice little pair of black and white farmhouse chairs. Yes. I'm excited. Now I think we need to find more chairs.
Okay.
At Goodwill.
Okay.
But thanks for joining us, guys. And if you have any questions at all, be sure to ask. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with more thrift flips or DIYs or crafts. Thanks for joining us. Bye.